Hello everyone, WickedRC Adventures here. As you can see, I went ahead and built these without recording just because they're pretty simple and reading the directions and stuff. So as you can see, I got the chassis built with the transmission and motor put on it. Again, I got my servo for steering, and I put this together last night and got the links put on, so hopefully everything works good once I get the electronics all powered up and stuff. But the next step is to mount these to the chassis, and it looks like it calls for the front first. So the next part that I'll be showing is it being put together. So let's get to it. Okay, so I went ahead and paused the video while I screwed this in. No reason to see me screwing these parts in, but just to give you some info, the links will go into this part, and the plastic piece right here goes into the side along with this part right here. I did have to play around with the drive shaft and switch them out with the rear axle. I knew when I was putting the axles together that for the drive shafts that I was probably going to have to play around with them and switch them out and try them out, because the details in the directions in the instructions didn't say really, even though they say the part numbers, but it's just too hard to tell which one's which really. So I knew I was going to have to play around with them. I originally had the two long pieces for the front, and that was just a no-go, trying to get it to fit on both ends and to try and connect them back together. So I had the short piece on the axle with the thread part, and I guess you could call it the male part, and then the long cover piece for the drive shaft as the female part. That way you can easily put it in and slide together. But also on the screws that go in here for the links right there, you want to use this piece right here. I mistakenly used it for something else, just trying to get it in. As you can see, the instructions are a little hard to read a little bit, and for the side part right here, you're going to want to use this screw with the fine threads. That way you don't have to screwing it up. I had to go back a couple of times and replace them, but the only thing left that I can tell for the front area, the only thing I can tell right now for the front part is to get the front shock on, and that should basically cover the front area for right now until I get further into it, and then I can start the rear axle, and then we'll go from there. So see you in the next part. Alright, so I got the front shocks on now, as you can see. Again, you got 3 holes right here, and it doesn't really matter which ones you want to put it in, but as you can see here on the instructions, you got this little spacer that you want to put in, and it's off of this one right here, the AX800 or 80,032, and it's the number 6 right there. So you got those little plastic pieces. Another thing to look out for is if, depending on which spleen you're working with, as you can see, it's kind of hitting the as you can see, the spleen is actually hitting the bracket right here, so it doesn't allow it to do any kind of spring movement. So I guess for right now, just pop it out so that way you can see it do a little spring action. I'm pretty sure it's going to pretty much bind up again while I'm driving in trails and stuff, so I'm not sure how to fix that, but I'll probably go in some forums and stuff and look into that. But for right now, it looks like the front end is done for where I need it to be, so the next one is going to be the rear axle and all that stuff. So let's get to that part. Stay tuned. So as you can see now, I got my rear axle on. Did have to make some modifications again. Had to play around with the changing out the drive shaft to the longer female part, but that seems to be working well. And a few builds ago I lost one of my nuts, so that's what she said. Haha. And then so what I had to do is, you know, look for pieces, and luckily I found something in my servo package, and it had some extra pieces in there to where I was able to use it. It had some nuts there as well. Luckily I was able to make it work, and as you can see, it's a little different, but you might not be able to see it since it's pretty dark in there, but seems to be working fine. So everything seems to be working as it should be, but the next pieces is going to be the side, I guess you can call it bumpers, I guess you can call it, and then mounting up the battery plate and my ESC. Alright, so as you can see, I got a little bit more on. I got my side bumpers, guards, whatever you want to call them by, side skids or whatever. And I got the battery mount on there, battery plate if you want to go by that. I also got my receiver box and my ESC mounted. I'm not going to worry about plugging these in just yet since I got more stuff, and I'll just have to unplug them again later on. Again, I like to get some lights and some other stuff like a winch or something, but one thing I did forget to put on was the bumpers. So here's the front bumper, and then the rear. So it looks pretty good. Probably not going to put the spare tire piece on, as I plan on putting a different body on this as a pickup truck instead of the Jeep. I'll still do the Jeep body just so I have an extra one. Body, of course, just to make additional videos and stuff, but for the most part I want to use a pickup truck. But yeah, right there's the bumpers. Next is going to be putting on the tires, so here comes the next part. Stay tuned. And there you have it. I believe the whole chassis build now. Got the tires on. I still have to put glue on these, as you can see. I still have to buy some. But overall, I think it's complete. The only thing I need to get is find a battery for it, and I can start tweaking the electronics for at least the motor and the controller to get them combined together, and then start working out the kinks. I have a feeling that it might be quite a bit, but I'll be lucky if there's not too much. I didn't do the 90-degree thing with the servo still, so I know I'm going to have to adjust the steering part. I'm sure that's going to be quite frustrating, so I may end up having Hobby Store do that, but I'll see how it goes. For the most part, this wasn't too bad of a build. I still rather have an RTR for ready to run, but the kit's not too bad. It's just I get a little anxious to get these built and going. I don't like having something sit for a while, especially when I start the build process, and ends up sitting for a little bit until I get all the parts and pieces. But I believe for the most part it looks to be done. I still have to put a couple of brackets in here for the body. I probably will hold off on that until I at least get this up and running, just to make sure everything's working as needed. But I think it looks pretty cool. I'm definitely probably going to look into getting a lift kit for it, just to make it a little higher, maybe not too much, and get some different wheels and tires and stuff. But I'm also going to have to work out the steering servo. As you can see, again, like I mentioned earlier, it's rubbing, but when it turns, it doesn't want to turn back. It binds up. So maybe that gets fixed as the adjustments happen, but I don't know. It looks kind of cool. I'm glad I got this far done. Less parts to go through in the box and bags for when I continue the other parts. I'll probably go ahead and finish up a couple more things for building for at least the Jeep part, but I probably won't bother showing the video on that just because it's small and tedious stuff. But as I get closer to the building the body of the Jeep, I'll probably show some videos here and there just to show you my process and progress. But alright then, thank you for watching, and please like, share, subscribe, and comment